Okay, today we're going to go through some complex prepositions. Some of them are 2-word prepositions, some are 3 or 4-word prepositions, and we'll see that over here. And we will look at something concerning articles, because I want to show you that prepositions, well, you might be able to spot a pattern going on with these complex prepositions, a pattern involving articles and countability. But let's start with as to or as for, because we did as for in a previous class, and as for meant concerning, regarding, and as to means about, concerning, regarding. So what's the difference? And I can give you a few tips here, but I must admit I haven't found anywhere online that explains the difference, but I'm going to do my best. As for, in my opinion, we use it for people. Yeah, as for me, as for him, as for Philip. We would never say as to for a person. Yeah, when you've just got a person after it, it's got to be as for me, as for him, as for, and then the person's name. That's the first thing to remember. Second, so because as to is plus noun as well, it's a prepositional phrase, but it's not usually as to and person. Okay, in fact, I don't think it's ever as to and person. So that's one big difference. Second big difference, as for is usually fronted. In other words, it's at the front of the sentence, yeah? At the front of. Notice that that's down here. At the front of, yeah? It's at the front of the sentence. Okay, as to. As for is at the front of the sentence. As to can be in the middle of the sentence, and in fact, it usually is. Although I agree we can use it at the start. We can use as to at the start as well. And so it seems to me, if you have as to a noun, and it's not a person, and it's fronted, then you can use as to or as for, yeah? So, for example, as for our future plans, well, we haven't decided those yet. Or as to our future plans, we haven't made any decisions there yet. For me, as to does sound more formal than as for as well. That's another difference. But I think you can use either of these when you add a clause starting with how, where, why, when, a question word basically. So here are some examples, or here's an example. As for when the work will start, no decision has been made. Or as to when the work will start, no decision has been made. Notice it they're fronted here, and again, that's why we can use either of them. It's got as for, it seems to me, really needs to be at the front. It's very rare that you see as for in the middle. And so here we can use either, and notice, I think before these question words,